What's going on, y'all? It's your boy No Credit, and I'm back again with another one. I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos like this. That being said, let's get into it. Gervonta Davis, in my opinion, has fought some solid competition. You know, I was under the delusion, like a lot of these fans, that Gervonta was fighting guys that wasn't good. Whole time he was fighting some solid fighters. And when we look back at some of the wins Gervonta Davis has had, a lot of those wins has aged very well. When Gervonta beat those guys, everybody called those guys bums. The likes of Cruz, Romero. When somebody else beat those guys are amazing. That happens in the sport of boxing a lot. You know, it happens to some of the special fighters in the sport. And Gervonta is definitely one of the special fighters in the sport. Like the Romero win, a lot of people didn't want to give him credit for it. Cruz beat Romero. Cruz is the greatest fighter since Muhammad Ali. You can't make this shit up. This is how the boxing public operate. Boxing is a very dangerous sport when it comes to the fans. I mean, it's dangerous in the ring as well, but when it comes to the fans being dangerously unfair to certain fighters, that's boxing for you. You know, these fans are ridiculous. They hold one fighter to a very high standard, and they hold other fighters to a mediocre standard. Like, we can literally fight the same guy, and I'll be the first person to knock this guy out, and you fight that guy, and you knock that guy out, and they'll give you more credit for knocking that guy out than I got credit for knocking that guy out. When I was the first one to knock this guy out, it's not really adding up. It's not really adding up. I've seen that multiple times in the sport of boxing. And Gervonta needs to keep doing what he's doing. Don't pay attention to the naysayers. Don't pay attention to the haters. Keep doing what you're doing. He may have not fought the big names that we know out of the four kings. Well, he fought only Ryan Garcia, but look at the Ryan Garcia win. That has aged pretty well. If Ryan doesn't pop dirty for that PED, but some people still think Ryan didn't pop dirty. But if he didn't, that has aged very well. That's why Tank was going so hard coming at Devin Haney. Like, you think you can mess with me? You can't even mess with my leftovers. You can't even mess with Ryan Garcia, bro. And you keep mentioning my name, saying I ain't fighting nobody. I fought bums. This was a solid win from Gervonta Davis. Hector Luis Garcia. Even though he moved up in weight, but he's a solid fighter. This guy is 5'9". 5'9". He's a big boy. You know, Gervonta's been knocking out bigger guys his whole career. This guy can move up to welterweight if he wanted to. He can move up to super lightweight if he wanted to. Hector Luis Garcia. He was the first guy to hand Chris Colbert his first loss. You know, Chris Colbert at the time, a lot of people was mentioning his name with like the likes of Shakur Stevenson. They were saying Chris Colbert versus Shakur Stevenson is the fight to make. Chris Colbert versus Gervonta Davis. And Hector Luis Garcia ruined that. You know, Chris Colbert was on a tear. He was doing his thing. He was getting a lot of notoriety. And he gets in there and he gets dominated by Hector Luis Garcia. He didn't get stopped, but he got beat. He got beat. You know, he was undefeated when he fought Gervonta. Gervonta made him quit, for real. Gervonta went in there and punched on this guy. I think he broke his orbital bone or something like that. But Hector Luis Garcia refused to come out of his corner. He said he was done. I mean, he's a solid competition. And he's a bigger fighter than Gervonta, and people refuse to give him credit for it. You know, the sport of boxing is very confusing. Well, the fans, Just because a guy fight one weight class below you, they think that guy is smaller than you. This is what boxing fans think. When a guy is one division smaller than you, they automatically think that guy is smaller than you overall. No. There's weight classes for a reason, meaning that guy has to make his weight class. That does not mean that guy is smaller than you. It means that guy wants to go down to that weight class either for an advantage or because he's been fighting at that weight his whole career and he feels comfortable at that weight. So boxing fans need to understand a lot of these fighters that are fighting in the lower weight classes are not small fighters. A lot of them are big fighters. If they wanted to, they could move up multiple weight classes. There's absolutely no same-day weigh-in, so those guys can afford to go to those little weight classes because they get to rehydrate. They get to rehydrate 15, 20 pounds. Or if you're David Benavidez, you rehydrate 30 pounds, which is ridiculous. Canara said David, the only thing he brings to the ring is 30 extra pounds. That's insane. And that's true. David did rehydrate 30 pounds when he fought Demetrius Andre. Imagine fighting a guy where y'all weigh in the same, but on fight night, he's 30 pounds bigger than you. That's too much. You know how many weight classes that is? A guy being 30 pounds bigger than you on fight night. Well, I won't really say 30 pounds bigger because I'm pretty sure Demetrius Andre rehydrated too. But I don't know if he was 195. David Benavidez rehydrated from 168 to 195. That's unreal, you know. And a lot of these guys are doing the same thing. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, all of these guys are doing the same thing. On fight night, they rehydrate 20 pounds. That's insane, bro. It's insane. You know, if you ever box, you know you can rehydrate a lot of weight in like one day. Because let's say you go to the gym and it's a very, very hot day and you've been in the gym all day. Like I remember I used to go to the gym from like 3 o'clock all the way to like 8 or 9 o'clock. And it'd be hot as shit in the gym. You lose like 10, 15 pounds. And the next day you come back to the gym, you weigh the same amount of pounds because you lost that pound. You sleep that, you go home, you eat, you sleep overnight. You gain that 15 pounds, 10 to 15 pounds back overnight. But a lot of people don't know that. It's easy to rehydrate. But anyway, it's your boy No Credit, and I'm out.